Welcome to SAP Codem Learning Hub.
Hello viewers and users. Enterprise Structure Part 5. This is in continuation of Part 4. This is Part 5. You have already learned creation of profit center, hierarchy levels, creation of cost center, hierarchy levels, and also you have learned split valuation configuration, and we have taken one business requirement as a scenario. We have completed that task too in my previous videos. Today in this session, you will learn about purchase order release strategy. This is the session it's all about. I am to have a better learning of SAP MM. I am taking this as enterprise structure part 1, part 2, part 3, and this is part 5. Just to have a clear concept of SAP MM, I'm going in a sequence in orderly fashion. First, we'll do all the configurations, and then we'll come to end user data entry part. So that's how I am following the learning process. Move on to the next slide. Purchase order release strategy in SAP S4 HANA. There's nothing much difference. Even ECC was following the same procedure. So in SAP S4 HANA also same procedure. There are no changes. There are no any specific changes. Overview. So to understand what is purchase order release strategy, let's go through this. The purchase order release strategy in SAP S4 HANA is a structured approval process that ensures control and compliance before a PO is processed. It enables multi-level approvals based on defined criteria such as plan, purchasing group, total PO value, purchasing organization, etc. Users, there are several documents in a company where they require the approval process. Like for example, purchase requisition, they can implement release strategy for purchase requisition and for purchase order, and then service sheet, etc., etc. So there, the company adopt the policy and they want to implement release strategy. So in certain documents, the release strategy can be applied. So one such document is purchase order. That's what we are focusing on in this session. Releasing purchasing documents. Purchasing documents will be blocked for further processing until they are released. Managers will be assigned roles to release the documents based upon the value is fixed for their approvals. Just this is a sample diagram to have a clear concept of release procedure. Purchase requisition is also a document where you can apply the release strategy. Purchase order, that's what we are doing now in this session. Purchase order is an external document. Purchase requisition is an internal document. So this is until they release it, it will be blocked initially. Once the hierarchy approves it at different levels, after final level approves, it will be released. So this is a simple diagram to understand the process. Move on to the next slide. Purchase order release strategy key steps. These are the steps you have to follow to do the configuration and build the purchase order release strategy. So first, you have to define characteristics. Characteristics can be plant, purchasing group, PO value, total PO value, and purchasing organization. Not necessary that you have to take all the 4. You can take the combination of 2 and you can build your purchase order release strategy. PO value is the must, because based upon the value, total PO value, you will be building the approval process. Step 2, you need to create a class. The class 032 is the standard SAP standard class for the release strategy. Then after you create the class, you have to assign the characteristics to the class. Then you have to define the release groups. Then you have to define the release codes. These here you can build up to 8 levels. That's the maximum allowed. Here we are taking only 3. Then you have to define the release strategy. Then assign the release groups, release codes, all that configuration you have to do in the system in real time. So here, as usual, there are 2 ways. You can go through the SAP reference IMG, or you can go and use directly the transaction code C204. Move on to the next slide. POs release strategy, retrieve field names. This is the most important part before you start the release strategy, building up the release strategy and doing the configuration. First, you need to access this table. So you can access this table. SC11 or SC12 is a transaction code you use. The table is CEKKO. This is the important part you have to remember before you start building the release strategy. So you go to the transaction code SC11 or SC12, search for these fields. These are the field names. Okay. So as we are picking up the 4 fields, you could see there EK, ORG, so on and so forth. We'll be learning as we move on in details. So just remember that SC12 is a transaction code. CEKK is a table. So you have to enter this table here, and then you execute, you'll see these fields. One by one, you have to pick up the fields and you have to take a note of it. Move on to the next slide. This is the screen where you will be entering your characteristics one by one. Plant, purchasing group, you'll create all the characteristics over here in this screen. This is the screen to define the characteristics. Move on to the next slide. Here you will define the class. This is the screen where you will define the class. And you assign the characteristics which you have created. Move on to the next slide. And some part you need to go through SAP reference IMG. There are no T codes available to my knowledge. So you have to follow the SAP reference IMG. You have to go to this node. We will be learning as we move on. Define release procedure for purchase order, and we have to configure one by one. Move on to the next slide. Purchase order release strategy, business requirement. This is the sample. I have taken it as an assignment. We'll follow this sample and do the configuration, follow the exact replica of this, and build the purchase order release strategy. That's what we are going to do in the real time. Business requirement. Company requires to implement the following release strategy. Rupees is the currency I have taken here because the company code currency is rupees. If PO value is less than equal to rupees 100,000, only supervisor can approve it. No need to go to higher level. If PO value is greater than 100,000, less than equal to 500,000 rupees, 2-step approval, it will go to one level higher, it goes up to division manager. If PO value is greater than 500,000, then it goes to up to department manager level. So supervisor will approve, division manager and the department manager. So all we have taken only up to 3 approvers. So the department manager will finally approve the purchase order. Then the further process can be carried on for that purchase order. Define characteristics. These are the field names which are important. Table is CEKKO. Use the transaction code AC11. Enter the table CEKKO. Then you can go through, execute it, then go through and note down these fields. These fields are very important, and these are our characteristics. Then 032 is the standard SAP standard class code. So we take as is 032. When assign this characteristics to the class. This is the class code 032. Then we'll create the release codes up to 3 levels. Here, let me just remind you, you can go up to 8 levels is allowed. 8 levels of approvals can be built in the purchase order release strategy. That's a maximum allowed. Then after the release codes, release strategy, this is how we follow the standard. First will be the region, that's India, and then materials management, then purchase order, release strategy, level 1, so on, level 2, level 3, so on and so forth. Will be creating exactly replica of this in the system, and we'll build a purchase order release strategy. Let's log on to the system, complete this business requirement. That's our assignment today. We'll follow this sample and we'll create the release strategy by following these parameters. First, we have to take the field names from the table CEKKO. So for that, you can use SE12, enter the table name CEKKO, click here on display. So we'll pick up the parameters, like we'll take purchasing organization, purchasing group, purchasing organization. Then we'll take PO total value. Just go down, you'll see total PO value. So all these field names, 4 field names will be picking up. That's the total PO value, plant. So all these 4 fields, already I have taken these fields, collected these fields. I noted. Type SPRO, click on SAP reference IMG, look out for a not materials management, expand this. Then look out for purchasing, expand this not. Then look out for purchase order, expand this not. Then go to release procedure for purchase order, expand this not. Here, from here, we'll be doing all the configurations. Click on edit characteristics. Here we will build the characteristics. First plant is our characteristic, so PLANT. I have checked it out. Somebody else has taken plant as a characteristic, so we cannot have 2 same names over here. So we'll be doing one thing, plant underscore Metro Pride is our company, and then we'll click on create. So here we'll say plant for company MPN1. Okay. Here this is character fields, 4 characters length. So the format of the plant field is character. It's 4 characters in length. So we'll take 4. We'll assign 4 characters. That's the length of the plant code. Go to the description. English is the language, that's the standard language. If you want, you can add some other language. If the company is adopting some other language, more than one language, you can go and add to that language. So our standard language is English, so we leave it as it is. Values will not be adding any values over here, because as we move on, we'll be assigning values in the different section of this uh, configuration. Click on additional. This is the important screen where you need to assign the table and the field name. CEKKO is the table name. The plant table name is WERKS. Enter. This is the standard message you will see always whenever you assign the fields. Just click on this. Okay. Here, don't forget to select multiple values. This is most important. Click on multiple values. Then restrictions, nothing to do here. Okay, we are not using any class types. Additional. This is the important field. Values. Will not be entering any values over here right now. Description. Basic data. So that's all the data entry over here is. Now move on to the building the next character. First we'll save this. Then we have created the plant. Now we'll go for purchasing group. PUR_GRP. Okay. So click on create. There you are. Is purchasing group for company MP N1. Purchasing group is also a character field. The format is character. Purchasing group is only 3 characters. Enter. Select on multiple values. Go on description, nothing here. Go on values, nothing here. This is where the important tab. CEKKO. CEKKO. Okay. Purchasing group EKGRP. EKGRP. That's it. That's it. Save it. That's all. Now just save it. This is important. Just save it. Now we'll take the third characteristics. That's PO total value. PO underscore TOT underscore then VAL total PO value. VAL, that's total PO value. Click on create. Here total PO value ALU multiple. First you have to select this is numeric. Okay, numeric, and you have to select on intervals allowed. This is because there we will be defining our conditions like greater than 100,000. That's why you less than 100,000, greater than 100,000, greater than 500,000. All those conditions will be defining. That's why you need to click on multiple values and also click on the interval. Decimals 2. This will be 15 digits of length. If not, you can go and check in the using a C12 table and go and check the field and check the character length of this field total value. So number of characters 15 and the decimal 2. That's it. This is more important. Intervals are allowed. Multiple values. Number field. Just go to the additional data. Table name CEKKO. Here GNETW. That's the field name for the PO total value. Enter. The screen, this message appears. Just click OK. Enter the Currency type is INR. That's our company code currency. Just type INR, press enter, just save it. Your total value, just save it. Then the last one, purchase organization, PUR underscore ORG, purchase organization. Just create. There we are. Turn purchasing, purchase CSINGORG for company and PN1. Okay. Then purchasing organization also is a character type. Format is character, 4-digit. Multiple. You have to click. Don't forget to click this. Press enter. That's all. Nothing to do here. Description, values, additional data. This is the important tab. CEKKO. Purchasing organization is EKORG. This is a field name for the table CEKKO. EKORG. Just press enter. There you are. 4 characters the length, multiple. This all. Just save it. So we have defined all the characteristics. That are 4 characteristics we have designed. Plant, purchasing group, your total value, and purchasing organization are created. Go back, click on edit class. So what we'll do, we'll take the standard we have defined in our example, MMD underscore PO. This is the class field name, RS. Okay. MMD, Materials Management Department, because purchase order routing release strategy is basically used in Materials Management Department. So we use Material Management Department PO release strategy. This is the naming convention we have used here. Just click on create. 032 is the standard SAP standard class type. Press enter. Give the name MATERI, or you can say MMD. No need to give lengthy names. MMD PO release strategy. PO release Y. Release strategy. Don't do much here. We'll just make it 2050. Okay, nothing there. Nothing there. Just go check this. Nothing to do here. This is the important tab. Okay. So what we have defined our characteristics, those need to be mentioned here. PLANT underscore MP01. That's what the MP. We have taken MP. Or you can just, let's see, drop down. It's updated. Find plant underscore MP. This is public server. It doesn't work properly. Just let me see. PLANT. Maybe fine. So many users have created the release strategy as a practice. Maybe this is not updated. Just leave it. We will see if any error comes. We'll see. Then go to the purchasing group PUR underscore GRP, and go to the third characteristics PO underscore TOT underscore val underscore TOT underscore val as the value, then pur underscore org. The rest of the things it should be able to take it immediately after you press enter. There we are. If anything is wrong, it will just give an error. So these are the characteristics we assign. We created the class, then we have assigned these characteristics to this class. Good. That's what we did. So now we have to save it. Text, there's nothing there. Okay, this is the important tab. Basic data, we already described. Nothing much to do here, no check marks. Let's leave it as it is. See, if you click here, don't lock it, just keep it always in release. Just save it. That's done. Now define release procedure for purchase orders. Click on this. First, click on release groups. Click on new entry. Release group is always 02. Then our class is MMP underscore PO underscore RS. So this is a standard 02 is the standard. So you need to select 02, that's a release group, that's a standard SAP standard release group, 02. Release object also will pick up automatically, that's the standard. This is where we have to define our class, what the description we have taken for the class, we have to define that. Press enter, that's all. Save it, okay, let's leave it, go back, double click on release codes, click on new entries. 02 is the standard group. You have to just type in 02, press tab. Here we start building our release codes. So first will be 01. In the description, supervisor, that's the first level, then 02 is the group, then 02 is the second level of approval, it's a division, use capital division managers, that's the second level approval, Magr division manager. 02, the group will be the same. Then you press tab. 03, press tab. Workflow we are not using, we're not implementing workflow. So just nothing to do there, just leave it as it is. Workflow is a different process. You need to build up the workflow strategy also should be built up as the process flow. But we'll just be creating release codes, division manager, then department manager, capital B, EPT dot MANAGR. That's all. So 3 levels is our business requirement. That's all, just save it. Go back. Double click on release indicator. Here we don't have to do anything on this screen. Okay, here no changes. See here the release indicator P is blocked. If it's not approved, it's blocked. G If you release, but this is not a final release, it will be G. Then once PO is released, it will be PO release. This is released without any changes. So these are the indicators. We don't have to do anything. These are the standards, so do not touch it. Just leave it. It will go back. Release strategy. Now we have to build the release strategy. Click on new entries. Release group is 02. Press enter. Here A1, that's our first approval, that's the first release. So we build the group here, A1, IN. So to check the system, I have to verify first, while doing, while in this session, if you're not any problems, it's public server, so I always keep checking it. So I have already tested. So this is the standard we have taken. IN is the region, material management, where the purchase order is created and purchase order will be approved within the department. So we have taken material management and purchase order release strategy level 1. So 01 is the first approver. So we picked up already. Release. This is how the release prerequisites will be built up. Then release status. See here, B is, if it does not approve it, it's blocked. If you approve it, it will be released. Classification. This is the important screen where you need to assign the plant. Our plant is MP01. Okay. Then we have two purchasing group assigned here. MPG is our purchasing group 1. MPR is our purchasing group 2. Here we are building up the condition now. Less than equal to 100,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is INR. This is how you have to define the condition. If it's less than equal to 100,000, on supervisor can approve it. Our purchasing organization is MPNO. Okay. So if you want to remove this line, just click on here. You can just delete it with this. Or you can just erase it and delete this. Okay. If you want to add it, semicolon, space, and MTR. So press enter, this line will be added. Okay. This is how it is. Which is, if you want to delete it, you have to erase it and delete it. MTR, our raw material group. Go back. We have did the classification, finish this tab. Click on release simulation. This is the important part. You need to simulate and see your release strategy is working properly or not. We have just added one release strategy as a supervisor level. We'll just simulate and see. Click on simulate. The PO is blocked. Release is possible. Click on this and click on set release. Here it's working fine. The PO will be released once the supervisor approves it, if the PO value is less than 100,000 rupees. Just close this. Just go back. Now we'll create level 2. Click on new entries. Release group, we created 02. Press enter. A2. Here you need to follow the sequence. you have to go in orderly fashion. You cannot just create something like A1, 01, 02. Just if anybody else, if any consultant takes a look at this release strategy, should be able to understand it. So follow the sequence that we have uh, already reflected in our business requirement model, which we have taken. So we'll now exactly create in that orderly fashion. A2, make it capital, A2. That's our next approver. IN, because our system is in India. We are our plant and our created all is in Indian region. So just take IN, material management, where the POs will be created and approved. Material management, purchase order, release strategy. We'll take level 2. Here, now we have to add 2 approvers, 01, 02. These are the 2 release codes, 02. Just press enter. So remember, you need to make a standard here, make a standard practice. Otherwise, if any consultant want to view this, he'll get confused. So follow the orderly fashion over here. Now let's go. We click on release prerequisites. See here, this will be the release prerequisites. Just click on this. We just got one more level. Click on this. Continue. Go to release status. See here, if no one approves, the PO will be blocked. If level 1 supervisor approves, still the PO will be blocked until both the supervisor and division manager approves, then the PO will be released. Classification. This is the important screen. These are the characteristics we define, and we created all these characteristics and defined these characteristics, created all these characteristics. Here our plant is MP01 is our plant. Purchasing group MTR. This is purchasing group for raw material. If you want to add for finished goods also, just put semicolon, space, MPG. That's for the finished goods, purchasing group for finished goods. Press enter. You see here, this is how it works. You can keep on adding more by putting semicolon to it. Total value. Here this is the interval. That's why in the beginning, while we're creating the numeric field, that's for total PO value, we have defined the intervals there. We just check mark the intervals. So here are the intervals we have to define it. So more than 100,000, even if 0.1 is greater, then it should trigger the second approver. That's what we are going to build now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, comma. That's how they take the system takes the decimal as comma. 01. So 0.01 is higher than the defined 100,000 for the supervisor. If anything increases, even 0.01 increases, it should trigger the second approver. Space dash space 500,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, comma. That's a decimal, 2 decimals. Then INR. Press enter. Okay. Purchasing organization MPNO. This is how you map the field with the characteristics. Then go back. Classification we finished. Click on release simulation. Click on simulate. First we need to save. Remember, we need to save this. First we'll save it. Okay. Then we go to release simulation. Click on this, then simulate. CR01 is not possible. Current status cannot be released. So once click on this, if it gets released, and then it goes to the higher level, this release is possible. Just click on this. That's it, the PO will be released. If both the approvers approves it, then the PO will be released. This just, you need to do this simulation. This is important to check the approval process working or not. Now we'll go back. We'll create the third one, new entries. We have to create the third approvers. Same procedure, 02, go to A3, then level 3, MMD, IN is Indian region. This belongs to the, go there and make it 3, level 3, and add all the 3 approvers to it. Release codes are 01, 02, 03. That's it. Press enter. Okay. Now start with this tab, release prerequisites. Here you have to click this second approver. Click both this check marks. You need to click on this and click on these 2 boxes. Continue. Then go to release status. Take here. That click has affected here. No one approves, it's blocked. First level approves, it's blocked. Second and third level approves, blocked. Only it will be released when all the 3 approvers approves this PO. So all 3 should be approved, then the PO will be released. Continue. Now go to the classification. MP01, that's our plant. Purchasing group MPR. Total value. Here we will define the interval now. Greater than 500,000. 4, 5. This is decimal how you define by comma 00. This is how the decimal is defined. If anything greater than 500,000, that should go to the manager level. We can define upper limit and lower limit also, okay, but we are following the business requirement. If anything greater than 500,000, so that it should go to the department manager. Purchasing organization is MPNO. Same way, if you want to add another purchasing group, just semicolon MPG, that's for the finished goods. Okay. That's all, just go back. Then we need to do the simulation. Click on this. Nothing appears here unless you save it. Just go save. Okay, save. Just click on release simulation. Now click on this, simulate. Okay, release is possible. So click on this. The first approver will approve it. Release is affected. Second approver, release is affected. Until the third approver approves it, PO will not be released. So we'll just do this manipulation. Just click on release. So the PO will be released. So there is a condition, there's an interval greater than less than equal to 100,000, only it will go to first approver. Greater than 100,000, less than 500,000, it will go to second. If greater than 500,000, then only it will go to department manager. This is how it is. Just close this. Okay, check mark. That's all. That's our business requirement. Just go back. If you want just to check, cross check, save it. Let's go back. Now we'll create the PO and we'll see how the system works. Before we create the purchase order and check our release strategy, we have accomplished this business requirement. We have done this complete task. We have finished this task. Now, let's move on to the next slide. So what we will do now, we will create the purchase order, perform the simulations whether the release strategy is working or not. Then we'll use the transaction code ME29N, that is individual release, and we'll release the PO and we'll check everything is okay or not. That's what we are going to do now. Let's go to the system, back to the system, /n, no need for slash when you are in the initial screen, ME21, and directly go to the purchase order. Okay, there we are now. Just enter our supplier 527, purchasing organization MTNO, purchasing group MPR, company code MTN1. Okay, then we'll go and I have created a material as a sample. 1000411. That's the material. This is created to check PO release strategy. Select this, press enter. We'll enter the PO quantity 6 and the value of this item is 15,000 rupees. The unit price for this item 15,000 rupees. Just enter it. Then we enter our plant MT01. We'll go to the storage location. We'll enter the storage location MPL1. Press enter. Now look at the price, 90,000. That's 6 times 15,000. 90,000 is the price. Let us see the release strategy has triggered or not. For that, you have to go to the header, click on the header. Just click on the check icon. Click on release strategy. See, this is activated now. Once you click this, release strategy is activated. Click on release strategy. See, supervisor level approval is activated. This is level 1. And go to the status and see it's less than 100,000. Okay, it's less than 100,000. Only supervisor can approve it. Now what we'll do, we'll increase the quantity to, let's say 10. Okay, enter it. 10. Now check the status. It is now 10 times 15,000 is 150,000. Just go and check the release strategy. Click on this. You have to check this. See, the division manager level is activated. This is more than total value is more than 150,000. More than 100,000. Level 2 is activated. Let's say now we'll change the quantity to 100. Okay. Go here. Click on this icon, check. So division manager is activated. Now what is the PO value now? Just go check in the status. The PO value is now 1,500,000. So it's greater than 500,000. Division managers have approval has triggered now. So all the three levels are activated. The value of the PO is 1.5 million. That is around 15 lakh rupees. Now we'll save this PO. We'll go and we'll approve it. Check everything is okay. No messages. Save it. Fine. We'll take the PO. Click on this. We'll take the PO. Now we'll go and approve it. Control C. Just go to ME29N. Saved it. /NME29N. This is individual approval. You can just go and approve a single PO. This is some other PO. We will just go click on purchase order, other PO, enter our PO, Control V. Okay, there's a space has taken. Just remove the space. What was the PO? 74. Okay, press enter. See here, release strategy is activated. All the three levels are activated. So approve it. So it's moved on to the division manager level. Approve it. Then it has gone to the department manager. So this is PO is now released. The release indicator is P. This is the indicator we saw in this session. We saw how the release indicators are assigned. So release indicator P, that's PO released. Thus with this we completed the release strategy, configuration and simulation. Save it. If you don't save it, this will not be activated, or will not. Again, you need to approve it. So that's why after your final approval, you need to save it. But in real time, users in real time, this will not happen because I'm the one who did all the approvals. This will not happen in real time. The conditions will be set, and the login IDs or employee IDs will be mapped with the release strategy. Then unless and until he is authorized to approve it, he only can approve it. Now all the three I just approved it, but in real time this will not happen. So take a note of it. So with this, we have ended our session. We already accomplished this task. We have created the PO. We have done it. We have completed the release process. With that, that will end our session. So users, see you till my next video. Thanks for patience watching, and that's all. Thank you.